Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about leader Gemba visits.
Absolutely. A Gemba visit, Gemba actually comes from a Japanese word that means real place. So when leaders, in our sense of the word, are going to the actual place that these teams are working every single day, and they're going to the line and they're seeing where they work, and that's really the core of this. They're going to see, they're asking why, and it all has to be based on respect. Right? It's not going there and telling them what they should be doing, but that they're really coming to the teams and saying, tell us what's going on, be real with us, we'll be real with you, and it goes a really, really long way with our teams. Part of that is also that they're presenting their goals in these Gemba meetings, and they're having the opportunity that the teams set their goals themselves. And so they're able to go and say, hey, we set this goal because we genuinely thought that we could slash our number by 40%, and look how good we did in 3 months, right? And so they get behind this and they get so excited about it. I love that. I love that part.
Yeah, and one critical part of that principle is that the leaders go to the place and see the work where it's actually happening, see where the improvements are actually happening, and they get to hear firsthand, they get to see firsthand the improvement that happened. Production teams invite the manufacturing leaders to hear the progress that they have made halfway through a strategy period and also at the end. So everyone stands in a circle. There aren't cell phones or computers present to distract. This is a time for team members to be congratulated and revered as they share improvements and learnings that have helped them achieve their goals. It's incredibly important this visit takes place at the production team to see and understand. This is fundamental to the Gemba principle. One of the other things that's also important, when the leaders show up in the very beginning, they share the company progress up through that point. So by sharing the company progress report, production teams are able to understand how the business is doing. Information such as revenue growth, profit margin, hiring and retention, special initiatives focused on addressing main production points, any client deals, and special events. This report gives team members an opportunity to ask questions or be part of the solution.
Absolutely. I love that they get to see what they have and what their company is doing, because on the line, coming in to work day to day, they really feel out of tune with all of that. And what leadership is doing by bringing them that information is saying, I trust you to know what's going on behind the scenes, and us as your biggest supporters are here trying to help you guys keep working every day and keep your jobs and keep this company running. I absolutely love that they share that company progress. I think another really important aspect about the Gemba visits is that the team members are really there to own their improvements. I touched on it earlier, but as they come in knowing their goals that they set, they get to own whatever improvements they did to accomplish in that 3 to 6 month period. And they get to take that back to their leadership and be accountable to somebody and say, this is what we did, whether or not that went good or bad. But everybody is there to foster encouragement and actually get more progress in the team. I think that engagement aspect also really plays well into that you are going to have team members that all of a sudden feel engaged in what they're working on, and realize that their goals, that they're not the only ones that depend on those, whether or not they hit them. That there's this entire team of directors whose teams are affected by what goes on, whether or not these teams accomplish their goals, and that they can speak to that when they're there visiting the teams.
So we have these leader Gemba visits every 3 months. There are 2 main reasons for the 3-month frequency. First, a goal that is chosen and written down helps ensure that goal will be achieved. When the progress of the goal is shared with others in a presentation, the accountability and likelihood of success goes up tenfold. The second reason helps leaders to be better tied to the business in every area. Greater awareness is achieved and leaders are able to serve and support production teams better. So one example, we met with Mike recently, and he is over the logistics area. And so let's go ahead and hear some of the comments that Mike had from his Gemba visits and as he visited with one of our production teams.
Let's go see.
Okay, welcome. I've got Mike here. He is the director of our logistics here in our supply chain here at O.C.Tanner. And we want to talk about some of the team Gemba visits that we've had over the last several weeks. We've visited 35 different teams And what I'd like to do is get a better understanding of your perspective. You're over the logistics area, but yet we visited all these different teams, and that's pretty unique. What do you feel like that has done for you as a leader to have that different perspective or view of the different team visits?
There's a couple of things that I really enjoy about visiting the teams. One is a connection with the people, because there are a lot of these people that otherwise I would never really connect with, but it's really kind of cool to go into the team and hear about what they're doing, see the excitement, see their eyes shining, going, look at what we did, look at what we did, we've really accomplished something, and I think that's cool. I also like that every single team in the company ships something, and so I've found in some of these visits that occasionally they're struggling with some of the things that we cause, and it's always a little bit of a, oh my gosh, are we doing this to them? What do I need to learn from this that my team can come back and visit with them and say, all right, how do we make the shipping process easier and smoother? How do we make sure the stuff you're producing just flows out the door?
That's a good point. So in one of the visits, you had mentioned that you were impressed by the Jade team. Talk about that experience.
So the Jade team visit was really interesting in that the improvement project that they've been working on is to really try and reduce the time to produce some emblematic pieces that are pretty tough to make. They have a lot of steps in the process. There's a lot of whip. There's some really challenging things that they deal with. And as they were talking, they talked about how they kept reducing the amount of whip in their line, and as they did, it exposed the problems in the process. Before, it seemed like by having more and more stuff, by having a lot of whip, it was kind of covering up some of the issues that were really causing them problems. And as they lowered that whip, the number of lids cups that moved through, it really exposed those problems, and they were able to focus on them and solve them. And I was just amazed at what they had accomplished. I just sat there in awe as I watched these 3 or 4 production people explain how they had taken this process and just really changed it big time to make a massive difference in how they produced and how much they were able to get out of the cell.
Well, thank you so much. This has been really helpful. I love the fact that those insights were discovered through that Gemba visit that we had with them. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been something that you learned. Or
it's totally true. And the other thing that's great is that I can take the learnings that I have as I visit the other teams, and then we can go apply them in the teams that I lead. We can go back and kind of share some of the ideas. Hey, you ought to go visit with this team and see what they're doing, because you can learn something from them.
Yeah. I mean, as a leader, it gives you a better perspective, and it also helps you in the decision making.
Yeah.
So that you know, when I'm about to make this decision, I know how it'll impact the Jade team or the Empire team.
Right.
Or the teams over in our other building. So that's fantastic.
Yep.
I love Mike's thoughts here as he met with the Jade team. He makes shipping decisions that impact even a team that's way over here on this other building, and he might be in another building. So it's cool to see his thoughts on how it impacts. All right, now let's go to Gary's thoughts as he shares over time how that Gemba visit cadence has changed the way team members have felt about sharing their improvements with leadership. Hey, Gary.
Hi, Josh.
Long time no see.
What's it been? 5 minutes? 6 minutes?
Yeah, so wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So we recently went and visited with all the production teams.
Right.
All 35.
And all of the support teams as well, logistics and
support
purchasing.
teams.
And
I imagine that over time you have seen that there's been an evolution in that experience. Talk a little bit about how you feel like that has evolved or changed over time for the team member as they share their improvements or ideas.
Yeah. You know, I think at the beginning of our journey, people were afraid of management, and they were more afraid of executives, and didn't see them enough to know how to react to them, but knew it wasn't good. And here we are, we're visiting every team every 3 months, and we give them an hour, to just show off to us and tell us about the amazing things they've been working on for the last 3 months. And there definitely, I believe there is a period wherein you have to build trust, you have to build confidence, you have to build a sense in people that this isn't bad, this is actually pretty good. and actually I believe that in our case, they've gotten to, I like this. I look forward to this. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. Sure I am, because I'm kind of presenting, but they put me at ease. They make me feel good. They laugh at my jokes. they think I'm amazing. And I think that is our role. I see in very bad Gemba visits, not here, but in other companies, it's where the leader feels like they've got to somehow go in there and show the team how smart they are. To show the team, oh, I get this lean stuff better than you think. I'm going to find a gap. I'm going to find a hole. I'm going to point out an opportunity, and then I've done my job. We don't do that. The whole team, you, me, everybody else, we walk in there just expecting to be amazed and just believing that team is going to say and do things that we're like, you guys are incredible.
Yeah.
We believe that's what's going to happen. And I think, so we're not standing there like, okay, convince me. We're standing there like, awesome, right? What are you guys going to say? What do you got? And we're all doing that, I think. So we get there and it feels loose and people are joking and laughing and little side conversations, and we start reporting, and that doesn't let up. Everyone's in a good mood and in a good spirit. And I think one of the ways we do that is just like, no matter what they say, we always go, wow, and we don't have to fake it. We're like, wow, I didn't even think about that. That's pretty awesome. And they always share some of their improvement ideas. I love the fact that they don't just share the huge ones. They don't just there's not like some kind of point below which, we don't talk about it because that's under $200 or something like that.
Yeah, because they'll have the improvement card in their hands.
They got the improvement card in their hands, yeah.
It's $100.
$100, and they know what we're going to say. That's incredible. Every penny makes a difference. They're like, I know that. I knew you were going to say that. I think that's what they're thinking. And I love the fact that I don't know how they choose which ideas to share, but I mean, everybody says something. So I'm guessing that if they're looking for something for Luisa to say, it's like, well, Lisa, why don't you share that one idea? Yeah, I think I'll do that. And just the fact that they feel comfortable sharing a $48.16 improvement, yeah, I'll share that one. I think that says something about how comfortable they feel. And the fact that we go back every 3 months, Josh, means that every 3 months we get to reinforce that, one, we think you're amazing, and that every penny you save makes a difference, and you can trust us, and we believe in you. I mean, I think that's what's happening every 3 months with those visits. It's a reinforcement of the good that we see in the teams and that they feel from us.
Well, this is fantastic. Thanks for sharing your insights.
Oh, you're welcome.
And looking forward to the next 3-month Gemba visit.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks.
Gemba is an awesome program, and we're so grateful to have implemented that system amongst our teams. I think it's one of the best programs that we have.
Yeah, and Gary has been here long enough that he's been able to see the progress over time, that we've gotten better and better at strategy deployment, and we've gotten better with teams feeling more comfortable sharing their improvements with leaders.
I love that feedback. I love that Gary's seen the improvement in the teams, because we see it firsthand. Every time the team member walks in, they're so nervous, and then they really grow to love the opportunity to hear from their leaders and share with their leaders, and it's really one of the best systems that we have to support those improvement and those goals that these teams are setting every day. I love it. I love it. I love it.
If you love this video as much as we did, hit the like button and subscribe so that you can see more videos like it.
I am also proud of my team being 100% engaged in CADA cycle, in improvements, in making sure that they want to do every day better themselves.
This is so cute.
It is cute.
I just like the hairy part. Okay. I'm gonna do my best. I don't have enough time to practice. I'm gonna try.
Too much training going on, is that why?
No.
No.
It's
Working
I don't
too
know,
hard.
I see you guys all the time, but I'm nervous. But I
Oh,
have
don't be nervous. You got your little bunny tail right
Do I
there.
have to hold it up?
I need to not appear mad in this video. I really love what Mike shared. He, okay, hold on a second.
Okay, I'm gonna do that one again. Those exact things that I don't know because I wasn't there.